Hey folks, today we're making tepache. It's something that starts looking like this, but it'll eventually look more like this. Tepache has grown in popularity over the last few years, I want to say. It's a great beverage to have on its own, but you can also use it in cocktails. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more drinks and memories. Let's get behind the stick. The one thing for sure is that just like many other local Mexican beverages, it's not only full of rich culture, it's also delicious. Mexico actually kills it with their local beverages. Since tepache is more of a house-made beverage, there are many recipes out there. You know, even back then, they would use different types of fruit. But generally speaking, you do want a type of fruit. We're using a pineapple today. We're going to use some spices and sugar. As for sugar, we're going to use Piloncillo Sugar, also known as panela. Panela is essentially unrefined cane sugar, mainly found in Latin America. So if for any reason you cannot find panela or Piloncillo, you may use Turbinado sugar instead. Now this recipe actually comes from my dear friends in Puerto Rico from a small bar called Jungle Bird. Jungle Bird is an awesome tiki/tropical bar. If you're ever down in Puerto Rico, do yourself a favor and go check them out. Now, in order to make tepache, actually takes about 5 to 6 days since it's a naturally fermented beverage. So let's just make it, shall we? Let's make tepache. This is pretty different from anything that we've made together on this channel. First, grab your pineapple. Make sure to thoroughly rinse your pineapple before we use it. First, cut both ends of your pineapple and start cutting the skin off. Doesn't have to be perfect, but in general, you don't want too much skin in your pineapple. Also, it won't make a huge difference if you cut too much of the fruit during this step. Once you cut off all the skin, don't throw it out. Place it all in a large sealable container. Now it's time to cut the pineapple. First, cut the whole pineapple in half, then that half in another half, and that other half in one last half. Now this part is important. Carefully cut the core out and place it in your fermenting jar or container, alongside with the skin. Then cut the rest of the fruit into cubes and place it all in a blender. Now is a good time to take your wooden board out and just give it a quick clean. In order to blend your pineapple, just add a splash of water. For the recipe, we're going to need 7 cups of water. Just measure 7 cups or 1.7 liters and add a bit to your blender and then blend your pineapple chunks. You don't want to blend it for too long. You'll still want the pineapple to be kind of chunky, as you can probably tell. The fibers will help the whole tepache recipe. Now we're going to add the sugar. 1 cup or 128 grams of Piloncillo Sugar. Then add some thinly sliced ginger, 3 1-inch cubes to be exact. Then add 4 cinnamon sticks, 6 cloves, and 4 cardamom pods. The spices seem insignificant in this batch, but to be honest, you just want to add a hint of flavor in order to not overtake the drink with spices. You're gonna always add more in the future. Now add the rest of your water and your slightly blended pineapple. Give this all a quick mix, preferably with something better than a bar spoon. The hard part is done. Now it's time to let this sit and ferment. Place a damp cloth on top and seal your container. And place the whole container in a dark, cool place and wait for 24 hours. The next day, all you're gonna do is stir it up a bit. The sugar will be dissolved by this point, and maybe you'll start seeing some bubbles, but not necessarily. After 2 days, stir the liquid and strain all the solids with a fine cloth. Then, rinse and clean your fermentation jar, then put the liquid back in that same jar and place it in the fridge for 3 more days. It should create some bubbles, but it will not be super aggressive. And that's it. Lots of steps on this one, but it's pretty straightforward. Now you can simply serve on a glass filled with ice and enjoy. Oh my god. I love this. I actually started making tepache around the same time that I started this channel. super light, super refreshing. The slight bubbles are really nice. Pineapple skin adds actually a really nice funkiness, while the spices and the sugar rounds out the mouthfeel of this drink. This is super amazing and complex for whenever you want to have a non-alcoholic beverage. But who are we kidding? This will taste great with rum as well. But that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed this non-boozy content, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next memoir. Cheers. It's great to have on it. It's a great beverage. It's a great beverage. Some of my friends in Puerto Rico from a bar called Jungle Bird in Santurce, Puerto Rico. That's a lot of Puerto Rico. Oh, no.